much, about 2 hours. Then he put there's a temporary thing on there now. I gotta go back in 2 weeks to get the permanent.
Is it because you eat a lot of sweets or no?
No.
Because
I didn't really have any cavities. It was just the tooth was weak because back in the day when I had cavities, you know, they grinded it down, and just over time, you know, it wears out because they grinded it down, they filled it with that silver.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he just said, you know, it was starting to crack. He told me 2 years ago it was cracked, and then just came off. Piece of it just came off. So I might even have to go back this afternoon because it's still, I can't quite chew. He said I'm not supposed to chew on this side until I get the permanent one. But it's even painful to chew, so.
When did this happen, like last night or?
This yesterday. I went to the dentist yesterday. The tooth broke like a week ago. And they got me in today, yesterday.
I'm surprised they don't got some technology that just gives you like super teeth.
My cousin got a pair on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he been toothless since we was kids. This girl in 6th grade hit him against a brick wall. His front teeth fell out. And he had false front teeth ever since we was kids. So, like, they look so real. And he be freaking chicks out. Like, if he don't like them and they bug him, he be like,
Hey, what's up, Doc?
They've been that way his whole life. So those people that knew him for like 10 years didn't know he was fake. And he could just pop them out with his teeth.
Yeah, I know he paid their bread for it. They look that realistic.
Yeah, you can't even tell. And what the?
Yeah, they got
They're
some
like magnets.
serious technology now.
Oh, really?
But not necessarily for your real teeth. I think the technology is the same. Your real teeth don't fucking need too many sweets, brush and floss. You know, like that hasn't really changed. But what they can do with what they call them,
Dentures?
caps, not even dentures,
Veneers.
Veneers. They put like shit over top of your teeth.
Oh, yeah.
They look real. That's what my mom got.
That's the only thing I got going for me is my real teeth. I lose this over.
You alright, Chris?
His hair's over there. Long hairs.
Got some women up in here.
No, banging, you got some on you.
Keep Jenny away because we got. Now let's see this.
Yeah, it's over. School shut down. You're like, what happened?
For sale sign.
Like I was just there this morning.
She was like, man, sign up for a year.
Come on, Jenny. Jag, going bye-bye.
Alright, so we started a new book. We're done with the Tao Te Ching. This book that we're starting is Osho First in the Morning. It goes by days, so I'll read it each day. You guys are all free to offer some reflections or have any questions after I stop reading. If not, then just keep on reading. We're on day 22. Paradise is not somewhere else. Paradise is not geographical. It is not above the clouds and the heavens. It is within you, and it is not in some other time after death. It is in you right now. You are made of it, so there is no need to seek and search anywhere else. All that is needed is to relax and be in oneself, to dive into one's being deeply. So deeply that the whole world disappears, as if it did not exist for the moment. So that in your consciousness is all that exists. All of existence becomes non-existential, and just your life is all. The purity of it. It is not contaminated by anything. Nothing is reflected in your mirror. Your consciousness is simply pure, without any ripples, without any waves. In that moment, one comes to know what paradise is. We have not lost it somewhere else. We have not been driven out of paradise. It already exists inside of us. It has always existed. inside of us, but we never look within ourselves. We go on looking outward. Hence we go on missing our own treasures, our own kingdom of God. And
there's a line in the, it's in the Bible, so some prayer. What the hell's the name of that prayer?
I'm talking about our Father.
Yeah, that one. I'll probably let it be a name. There's something about, let, heaven on earth or something like that.
That will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember as a kid always thinking of that to mean like, this mystical, magical place or some shit. And then at some point, it being interpreted and realizing, heaven is what we make it. Hell, heaven is all that shit. It's in your head. It's kind of remind me of that. Like paradise is within us. It's always been there. It's just a matter of we don't look there. We always look for some place outside of ourselves. I really like that one.
Biblically speaking, what it reminds me of is life and death have been set in front of you. Choose life and live. Like hell is a state of mind, but it's also a state of suffering, and it's caused by the decisions that people make ultimately.
I'd like to add to both what you all just alluded to. You got me to think about a specific passage. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but going to school, they talked about, the time that Jesus was in and his disciples, and people would ask them, and they would ask him like in a physical like manifestation, like, that Jesus was coming to take down the Roman era or whatever and have a kingdom on earth, like literally. And he told them that the kingdom is at hand. And I think that alludes to what Osho was alluding to and what Shazay and CP1 was alluding to, was that it's spiritual, but when people think spiritual, like Shazay alluded to, with being a mystical place, like, oh, you have to die to get there, when really, you're spirit now. You don't have to suffer. It's, like you said, the choices that you make. You can choose to suffer, or you can choose to be in bliss. Therefore, the kingdom is at hand.
Day 23. Man is born as a quest. Man is not born as a complete being. A dog is born complete. A tree, a rock, the whole of existence, except for man, has one similar thing. They are all complete. Only man is incomplete, hence man has an opening. Everything else is closed. A rose is a rose is a rose, but man may be 1,001 things. A man may be a Judas, a man may be a Jesus. All the possibilities are open, all the alternatives available. So those who take their life for granted miss the whole point. Life is a quest, it is an inquiry into how to be total, how to be whole. This is the dignity of man. This is his uniqueness. He can grow because he is not complete. He can blossom because he is not yet entire. He can learn, he can become. And Day 24. Existence speaks in everyone's heart, but we are so occupied in our heads that we never listen to that still small voice within. There is so much clamoring, so much unnecessary noise, we have made the head a marketplace. The heart goes on calling and we remain deaf to it. Existence is not far away, it is very close. All that is needed is the art of making the mind a little silent, a little less noisy, a little more peaceful, relaxed. As the mind settles into relaxation, suddenly you start hearing the divine music within you. Existence has started playing on the instrument of your heart, on the harp of your heart, and that music is transforming. Once heard is never forgotten. Once heard, life is never the same again. Once heard, you have become part of the immortal existence. You are no longer a mortal. End. Day 25. We cannot be victorious on our own. If we try to be victorious on our own, we are bound to be defeated. We are doomed. Failure is absolutely certain and inevitable. It is like a small wave fighting against the whole ocean. It belongs to the ocean. How can it fight? It is like the part fighting with the whole, the leaf fighting the tree in which it belongs. The leaf can be victorious only in the victory of the tree, not separately. The wave can be victorious only in the ocean, not against it, not without it. Man is victorious when he lives not according to his will, but according to the will of existence. End.
So what I get from that is the book that I've been reading called Timeless Mind, Ageless Body. It says basically that with intention, everything will happen. Like the universe conforms to our intention, and instead of trying so hard to do something like with a specific goal, just have an intention and try not to have control over things that you don't control. And that's kind of what I get when they said a small wave fighting against the ocean is gonna fail, but a small wave just being a wave with the ocean is gonna succeed because it's just being a wave in the ocean.
Day 26. From this very moment, remember that you are not separate from existence. And don't only remember, experiment. Be one with the tree you are sitting beside. Be one with the river you are swimming in. Be one with the person whose hand you are holding. Slowly, slowly experiment being one with the rock you are sitting on. Being one with the faraway star you are looking at in the night. Slowly, slowly the knack of immediately merging into the object is learned. The observer becomes the observed, the knower becomes the known. Then watching a rose flower, you become a rose flower. There is no separation. In that moment, you will come to know two things, love and bliss. Bliss for yourself, love for all. End. Man is a seed. Day 27. Man is a seed, but just a seed. He is of great potential, but nothing is actual. The seed can die as a seed without ever becoming a tree, without ever coming to flowering. Man is a seed of light, but ordinarily man is not resplendent. Man is not luminous for the simple reason that the shell of the seed is hard and there are no windows. Man remains enclosed in himself, hence the darkness on the faces of people in their eyes. But if the shell can be broken, and it can be, then great light is released. It is an explosion. That explosion brings ecstasy. That explosion brings you the eternal. That explosion makes you aware of your eternity, of your godliness. There is no way other than meditation to break the seed. One has to go on hammering with meditation. One never knows how long it will take because each individual is different. No individual is predictable because people have lived different lives in their past and they have accumulated different personalities. A few people have very thin layers. Just a little hit is enough. Just a shadow of the whip is enough. Not even a whip is needed, but a few people are really thick-skinned. Unless you go on hammering, their inner light, their inner splendor cannot be released, and one never knows how thick the layer is. One thing is certain, it may take a little longer or a little less time. That doesn't matter. The shell of the seed can be broken. The breakthrough is possible. And that is the only hope for man, because only through that breakthrough do you become aware that God is. Then life has meaning, significance, beauty, benediction. And
I like that one. It got me to think of a conversation I was having with my wife a few days ago about how like man being a seed or the potential of man to change. And I shared with her, I'm like thinking like who I was like 10 years ago, and not saying I was a bad person, but I feel like a totally different individual, like spiritually.
Gangster.
Oh, they're on the streets.
He was Tupac and Juice.
Low y'all.
Right. But no, correlating with that, I had actually, I saw one of my youngest brother's classmates, and he had remembered me when he was in grammar school.
When you beat him up.
Like, what you gonna do wearing the stocking cap? But no, he brought up some things I totally forgot. Like, yeah, you know, we used to ride the bus, and how's your brother doing? I'm like, wow, like, you know, for him to remember all of this stuff, it seems like a whole nother, like, life. Like, literally, like, another life. Like, I was a totally different person then. And that passage just gets me to think about, like, spiritually, where we can be from one place to another.
Yeah, that's a deep teaching because I feel the same way. Like, I feel like I've grown so much through the years, and I think a big issue is, and I think we all can relate, is when you might be with a partner that's not growing like with you. So if you're a seed and you've grown to become a flower, but then your partner's still a seed, that causes problems, you know. And sometimes I feel that way. Like, if you just keep growing in your meditation, you see the world so differently than the average person that sometimes you feel like you're alone, you know. But I think, especially with the martial arts training and with the passion to better yourself, there's just no other way than to keep growing. And you just hope that the people around you can grow with you, and you just try to assist in their growth as you progress.
What was the last? There was the last line in there that said something about benediction or something like
Then life has meaning, significance, beauty, benediction.
that. Yeah, what's benediction? I hear that.
It's good with eggs and holiday sauce.
I mean, meaning, significance, beauty, it's probably similar to all those, like purpose or something like that, you know. I mean, I could have Brandon grab the dictionary real quick, but.
Isn't there like titles like of that in the Bible, or like the benediction?
Yeah, that's why I've heard it in like church stuff.
Benediction of Christ or something. Is that the right title? The benediction of something. I don't know. Like it seemed like something you had to memorize. That I might have had to memorize growing up. Like you had to memorize the benediction of.
Man, folks all over the place. We just wait for the dictionaries.
If he can find it.
Bacon and salmon. Either one goes best.
Eggs Benedict Arnold.
Got your answer? You're good about it? I feel good about it.
Sorry I asked. Oh, damn, you gotta see it. You want to know. Let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Cool.
Benediction.
So you gotta pay $1 for my data.
I know, right? An utterance of good wishes, the form of blessing pronounced by an officiating minister as at the close of divine service.
Can you say it again?
The first one, an utterance of good wishes.
Okay.
Second, definition, the form of blessing pronounced by an officiating minister as at the close of divine service. Okay. So I guess it would be like a sermon there.
I like it. Yeah, eggs.
You said eggs.
I'm sure it's some type of ceremonial blessing or something in the church then.
Closing and good wishes.
I should know. I grew up in the church. Remember? Retain a lot of it.
Day 28. Everything is infinite because everything is divine. Everything is unbounded because everything participates in the nature of existence. Boundaries are created by our senses. They are not there at all. Everything is joined with everything else, but our senses create boundaries. It is as if you look out of a window and it gives a frame to the sky. The sky is unframed, but the frame of the window becomes the frame of the sky. Your eyes are windows. Whatsoever you see through the eyes become framed. Your ears are windows. Whatsoever you hear through the ears is immediately framed. All our senses are continuously framing things which are basically without a frame. To remember this will give you a tremendous insight. Then the dewdrop becomes the ocean. Then the pebble on the seashore is as big as the whole universe. Then the whole biography of the universe is in a small leaf. Then wherever you go, you encounter existence, both within and without. To live consciously in that infinity is the greatest joy possible. More than that cannot be conceived. More than that is not possible. That is the ultimate peak. End.
That's some hell of perspective for me. Kind of go through life thinking and they are, our senses are, I guess, gifts of some sort to navigate our world, physical world. But we're in meditation this past week. I came in late. I had to take my mom somewhere.
You keep talking, I'm going to get the door.
When I came in, I just came in and sat down and closed my eyes. And I was listening to, people giving feedback from the readings. And I was realizing when I heard, someone on this side of the room speak, or this side, or somebody over here, with my eyes closed, I was framing the room. I was like grounding myself on where I was from where the sounds were coming from. And I never really thought about how our senses frame the world. And to be able to see it from a standpoint of, okay, we can use it to frame the world, but actually it's limiting us. So yes, I don't know, that just really struck me.
Perception through your ears instead of with your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just sharing when I came into meditation on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I sat down. You had already started the cards.
Yeah.
I just sat down and closed my eyes and was just listening to the responses. But I found myself orienting myself to the space in the dark with my ears. And like I was framing the room, like where everybody was and like what wall I was at. And that when you read that, it just kind of really struck me. It's a good thing, but it's limiting as well if you don't recognize that that's what you're doing.
I think this is an important teaching. Let's see, a lot can be learned from. Just think about it, what he said. You're looking at the sky. If you go outside, you see the sky is just so vast. But if you go inside and you look through a window, say in your car, you only see a part of the sky, and it's enclosed by a frame. And that's how our senses are. Like, that's why like dogs could hear much more in tune than us, like that's why the police have them sniffing and hearing things, because we can't do it, They have the capacity, but we don't. And if you even look at other animals that can see, they could just, like the whales or something like that, where they could just hear like for miles or whatever. It just shows like how limited we are in our senses, and if you just see that, because it's a reality, it's a truth, then you could see that there's just so much more than what we're capable of, what our minds are capable of, what our bodies are capable of, and just accepting to see that we do have our limitations, but then realizing that the smallest things can have great beauty. So then you don't really need, you could appreciate the smallest things and see the universe within, say, just a tree, or an interaction that you have with one person. You can appreciate that. You don't need more than something small. You know, I think we're living in a world where we always want more. But if you see the beauty in this, in just having less, or seeing beauty in the small, then you don't need to kind of chase after endless desires, because you see that what you have is already, you know, beautiful. And it's just a different perspective that can really change your life instantly. Because you could waste your life, maybe 60 years of your life, chasing after something that has no meaning. But if you get this perspective and you understand it, you could be liberated immediately from chasing after something that's kind of pointless, has no purpose. Mark just left, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, cool. So that's our stretching and